Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. What we're going to do today is we're going to review and demo this WorkSharp Sharpener's Combo Knife Sharpener. Okay, so a couple things before we get started. I received this knife as a gift this year for Christmas. I did not purchase it from WorkSharp myself, but I'm not sponsored by WorkSharp in any way. So this video is going to be a completely unbiased video showing you my opinion of this product. Second, the knife we're going to use today is a knife that I've had for quite a long time. This is a buck knife. It's primarily a hunting knife. I have not sharpened this knife for a very long time, and it definitely could use it. So we're going to see how well this sharpener can stack up trying to sharpen a knife like that. To compare the before and after results, I'm going to do 3 different sharpness tests on this knife. The first test we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to shave some hair off my arm. It's a pretty common test to see if a knife's sharp. Secondly, we're going to take this piece of paper here and we're going to see if paper. And then the last test we're going to do is we're going to take this orange right here and we're going to slice that and see how easy that is to slice. And as always, if you're doing something like this at home, be careful, sharp or dull, a knife is a knife and you could cut yourself, so remember that. All right, so let's go. We'll start with the first test. We're going to see if I can shave any hair off my arm with this knife. And I cannot. Let's see how it does on the paper test. What we're going to try to do is just cut straight down with minimal force. It is not really cutting, a little bit. It's not a very clean cut. It would cut, but not very easily. I'm going to go ahead and cut it this way. I did cut that okay. I did have to put a fair amount of force down to get it to do it though. So a couple things to note about the sharpener. You see you have these 2 different sides. This sharpener uses a belt that it rotates around, and that's what sharpens your blade. So what we're supposed to do with the sharpener is we're supposed to pass it through each side, alternating as that belt is spinning around, and so it sharpens the knife. And there's also a honing rod here that we'll use at the end. We'll make a couple of passes in each direction with our knife, and that's supposed to hone our blade and give it a final finish. All right, so before we get started, let's cover again what I'm going to do. The instructions tell us to alternate from each side. We're going to do 5 passes on each side, and then we're also going to do 5 passes on each side with the honing rod here on this side. All right, so we're going to redo our sharpness test now and see how much better the knife is. So first we'll go back to my arm. We'll see how well that does this time. And it does take hair off my arm now. Let's see how it does with the paper. Still wouldn't say it does real well with the paper. Probably a little better than before though. Yeah, maybe a little bit better. Alright, so back to our fruit. That was much easier than last time. So it's definitely sharper than it was. Maybe it's because this knife is so dull from having, I haven't sharpened it in so long. Maybe it could use a few more passes, and they do have that in the instructions if it's not as sharp as you'd like it to be, to run it through again on, I think it's like half as many passes before. So maybe I'll try that, and we'll see if it does any better on that paper test. Yeah, I'd say that's a little better now. So maybe this knife is just extremely dull. So I think in this case, this knife was just really dull and it needed some extra passes. Overall, I think the sharpener did do a pretty good job. It's definitely a lot sharper than it was before. So I think, it's a pretty good product overall. Reasonably cheap. These go for around $60, so it's not very expensive. It's pretty quick and easy to use. I can't say, it was very complicated at all. The instructions are simple. You saw what I did there. It's pretty basic. There's one thing I'll note here that I noticed with this particular knife, but this knife here has a section back here that sticks down slightly. And the way this sharpener is designed, and where the belt is placed, you can't quite get all the way back to the back of the blade here, because this here hits the sharpener first. So this back probably, I don't know, 1/8 to 3/16 of the blade was not able to sharpen on the belt portion of the sharpener. Not a big deal, and it's not going to be the case for every knife, but something to consider. All right, everybody, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.